Good morning. That's good stuff. Good morning. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul, in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I was trying to think of what song to do this morning. I need a little peace. So that's what I decided. Listen, this morning is going to be a little different in my Gratitude Chronicle series. Excuse the hair. This morning, I was watching my pastors as I do, and one of them was talking about God winks. And it's like, when someone you care about or whatever, they're like across the room and they can't get to you, but there's a little, it's like a, hey, I see you, you're special. And she was saying that there are so many things in our life that God winks at us about, and we're just used to them, over time, so we don't look for them anymore. And that we're like, God, I need you, this, I need that. But we don't look for all of the little times that he's winking at us and going, I see you. And that we have to have some kind of childlike inside that looks for all of the special little things. Like, for instance, if you ask a child, they may be like, God, I can't find my teddy bear or whatever. And I think God's like, I love you so much. Have you looked in the closet? Like little winks, like little things that you just know, you believe that and you're looking for those little things that God's doing, right? I mean, from like getting a parking space. God, I need a parking space. Everything. He cares about all the details, right? But we, over time, believe that he doesn't. We become adult about it, We're like, well, God's too busy for all this stuff. He doesn't care. I think we miss out. We miss out on all the little things that God's doing throughout the day to bless us and to give us a little, I see you. And I really liked that because I think we want to see big things, and we want a lot of peace, and we want freedom, and we want favor. We want big stuff, but we're not starting with all the little things that God's doing. And hear me. When you start with all the little things that you see that God's doing, and you have that childlike faith and excitement, it gives you peace in your heart and in your soul. It gives you thanksgiving for God. It keeps you in the habit of being humble and thanking the Lord for every little thing. And that changes your outlook. It changes your mindset, which changes your actions. It changes how you respond to people. It changes the opportunities that you see. It changes the doors that you walk through, and ultimately changes the big things that you're looking for. Because I think if we can't see the little things, we can't change our heart and mind and excitement and joy and peace about stuff. And then we never get to the big things because we're paralyzed with the fact that we're waiting for God to drop a gift basket out of the sky with all the stuff that we're wanting, but we're not willing to put the work into our mindset and in our faith and in our heart to see all the steps that he's doing and leading us in that direction. And what else was I going to tell you about that? Oh, I know what it was. The gift basket was the thing I was thinking. We have a responsibility. Like, we have a responsibility to fight for those pieces and those winks that God's giving us. The worst thing you could do is to have joy and peace and all that stuff in the midst of your circumstances. Like, if things are stressful and you're not sure how you're going to pay bills, or you're not sure what's going to happen with that relationship, or you're looking for another job, or whatever it is, I'm just here to tell you something that's not going to make you very excited. There is always going to be the things. You know, like, I mean, golly, there is always going to be the things in your life. And we have to learn to have kingdom perspective, to have understanding of who God says we are, and to walk in the childlike faith of all of that. We have to fight for that, because there will always be things. Always. When you get through this thing, allergies. My nose itches. When you get through this thing, there'll be another thing. And until we go to be with the Lord, there will always be the things. And the trick is to find peace anyway. And I mean, when I say fight for it, I mean like this morning. Ooh, I've got some things on my plate that I just keep going, how am I going to figure it out? What am I going to do? How am I going to, how am I going to hustle? How am I going to spin? How am I going to? And it can cause me to feel like overwhelmed, you know what I mean? And so I was watching that thing this morning, and then before I went to work, it was like, I mean, I had to walk around my living room out loud. I had to start claiming all the promises of God, and out loud I had to start being like, well, I'm not going to live in a spirit of fear, and I'm tired of living that way. I mean, like, and God says this, and God says that. I had to walk around my living room out loud, just whoop, 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 whoop. This is what God says, and greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world, and these are just blah blah. They're not important and they don't matter. Like, I had to really out loud fight for the God winks this morning. And some days it's like that. I mean, like I did, where you're like, I don't even want to do my video. Like, but that's when I know the enemy is like at me. And that's when I know it's like, I am not going to walk around paralyzed anymore. I just hate it. I hate how that feels. So you've got to walk around fighting for the things, the little things that you know God is doing. One of her examples was when they were super broke and they were $40 short every single month, and every month God provided, and she made a list of all the little things. God, I need 12 wash rags, and God, I need whatever. And one of her neighbors came over and was like, you're going to think I'm crazy, but I really felt like God was telling me to bring you these 12 wash rags. And she was like, oh my gosh. Sorry, God. My allergies are really bugging me this morning. And so that's a God wink. Or like, she was on this medicine for like 20 years, and she was really not feeling very well, and it was like she kept asking God what to do about it, and anyway, they stopped making it. There was something going on. And she was like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. So she talked to her doctor. She did a little research, and she said, I think I want to try this medicine. And her doctor was like, okay. And she said, literally all of the symptoms that I was feeling went away, and it was because of that medicine. And the little God wink was that he canceled that medicine and he gave her another something that would help her. Like, these are little things that God does that says, I see you, I love you. And those are the things that we have to fight for, because we can't just get used to the fact that God gives us little things over time. We're like, we got to see all of the magic and excitement and wonder that is God, and how much he loves us, made us, cares about every detail of our lives. And I think when we start with that, we really rob the enemy of his power when he's like, this is never going to change. You're never going to be free. People don't care what you have to say. You're never going to pay off all your debt. You're never going to have a good relationship. Like, he says all these things, and you start going, okay, and you start feeling like that's truth and that's power. But the thing is that that's not truth. God says who you are. He says he knows the plans he has for you, and they're to prosper you and to give you hope in the future. God says he wants you to live abundantly. And I mean, I'm talking about you were made for more, to feel good and love your life, even in the little things. But what we do is we wait for the big things, and then they never come, because enjoying your life and having freedom and peace is finding all of the joy in the little things that God gives you every single day. And that changes how you look. That changes how you act. That changes how you respond. That changes the attraction you get from opportunities and people in your life. It changes all of that just by recognizing the little things in your life and robbing the enemy of the lie, of the stuff he says over your life. And it's not true. It is not true. And you have to fight for that. And sometimes you got to fight out loud about it. Anyway, I have to fight out loud about things this morning. I mean, I really do. I just have to remember my own words. You know what I mean? So, I'm putting my hair up. Listen. My hair, it's heavy and it's hot. And sometimes it's down. And then other times it's just up. And it's just going to be up. And I don't care if it's messy. It's just me. It's just me. No one cares. No one cares. Here we go. Sweet. Off I go. All right. I love you. I pray for you. Please pray for me. Please be good to one another. And don't forget, you are one of the one another's. Don't forget to be good to yourself. I love you like a crazy person. I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. Deep breaths. Fight for little things. Tell yourself 5 little things that God winked at you about. Find them. Make it a habit. Anyway, I love you. And I mean it, Peanut.